Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy, the Knologist. We'll be doing another episode of Leetcode and AFK Runescape training. Basically, I did a bunch of quests, and if you're wondering why my camera visuals are a bit shittier now, like if you look at the bottom, like this whole area of me, of like this whole thing, it's not my face. I'm telling you, it's mainly because I swapped cameras from my HD camera to just using my laptop camera, because like as you guys noticed in a few of my other videos, that a lot of people were complaining that there was like lag and shit. So this is my way of until I get a better setup, like I'm just gonna keep doing this, and yeah, just till I grow this channel up, and then I'll reinvest in equipment later and shit. But for now, we're just gonna use the shit we have. I got a USB mic, and I got a yeah, I'm just gonna use the built-in camera on my MacBook. Okay, so we're gonna be training range today while we do Leetcodes, because range is good, but and also because I already have 77 strength. I need to get 75 range in order to get toxic blowpipe, so I could do Jad and shit later. You guys are wondering what Jad is? That's how you get a lava cape. So I'm gonna take full Zamorak. I'm taking Avas. Yo, it's so much faster with the look there's zero lag right now. Look at that. I can just drag the fucking mouse. Okay. Let's fucking take. I'm gonna take a Dragon Cross. I'm taking Odium. Odium gives you defensive bonuses, and it gives you a range bonus attack. So you see that +4 range strength? You need that, because like that's gonna allow you to hit higher. And I'm gonna take an Amulet Fury. I'm not gonna take a Zamorakian Coif. I'm gonna take Nezi Helm instead, because of the defensive bonuses. There's a 30% defensive bonus increase, plus I think it gives you a +3 prayer, even though I'm not gonna use prayer. That's just what it is, okay? And then I got Sapphire Bolts E, which is a bunch of ammo I don't give a shit about, so I'm just gonna take that. I'm okay with burning that much ammo. Took 4,000 bolts. I could take a regen bracelet. It's better than combat bracelet in terms of the stats. If I was gonna go prayer, I would go Ring of the Gods, because it gives you +4 prayer bonus. But I'm not gonna do that, because it's just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? As for the ring, well, technically I could just wear Ring of the Gods. Gives you defensive bonuses. What does B ring give you? It's purely a fucking defensive. Okay, it gives you crush bonuses, so I could do that. And technically I could wear D plate. I could wear D plate for the stab and all that defense. What's the series? What's like the defensive? Okay, this gives you +17 range bonus attack. So it's like, what's the trade-off there? If I want to AFK more. Okay, what about this? +7 range and then +16 stab. I guess I could do this. I could make a concession on the boots, but part of me just wants to fucking just wing it, you know? Part of me just wants to wing it, honestly. I'm gonna do that because part of me just wants to wing it. Odium, it gives you magic and range defensive bonuses, but there's no actual bonus for defense. So this is the one thing I don't like about this setup. Okay, so I'm gonna, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna wear D plate legs. Y'all can fucking cry about it. And I'm gonna wear D boots too. Okay. This dragon crossbow will pretty much cover most of what I need to do. And then the Odium will give me the bonuses as well. I'm gonna take a sip of this Red Bull. So without further ado, let's wear all this shit. And then there's an empty ring slot. I could get archers. How much is archer's ring? Let me just buy it. It's not expensive, I'll buy it. Let's see how much it's worth. Archer, 2 mil, fuck it, let's buy it. I mean, like, it's gonna come in handy anyways, and I'm already making concessions, so I may as well, you know. You can't be a fucking stinge, like, everywhere. You gotta make concessions, alright? Like, it's all about this is what engineering's about. This is what Leetcode's about. It's about making concessions. It's about picking the most optimal fucking thing. Look at this, watch. When I take off this helmet, boom, 30 fucking points per item here. Put that back on, boom, look at that, 227 range. You would think I'm wearing fucking bandos, bro. You would think I'm wearing fucking bandos, seriously. With all this fucking... And what do we got? Range strength, okay. I'm just curious if any of this lowers the range strength. Okay, no, it doesn't. In that case, I'm actually chilling. This is really, really good. Plus 147 range damage. I'll take it. And then I'll just use absorptions at Nightmare Zone. I got 14 absorptions. That'll last me about each of these is about 15 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set a Pommel Focus IO. I set a 15-minute timer, so that way every time this 15-minute timer goes off, I know when to take another potion for absorption. I go up to 3, and then I take one of these pots every 15 minutes. After that, and snowball it until the game kicks me out at 6 hours. But for the purposes of this, you'll most likely just see me go through 4, because that's just how long Leetcode would take at a medium, 45 minutes to an hour. If you're really, really good, 20-30 minutes. And if you're competitive, 5 to 10. But like, we're not there yet. Okay, let's get Watchtower Teleport. Motherfuck. Where's the Watchtower Teleport? Okay, let's get that. Let's buy that real quick. Watchtower Teleport. Boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah, someone requested the music to go up. So we're gonna keep the music up like this. Oh fuck, why did I buy 1? I need at least, let's get 100. Let's get 100 watchies. Okay, collect. Okay, cool. Swell. And then watch. Let's take 3. I don't need a lot. Let's teleport, and then let's get to the Leetcodes. I'm really trying to get into some Leetcode right now. Like, there's 0 lag now. It's so nice now that there's no lag. Look at the gameplay. It's fucking perfect. It's literally perfect. Look at that. Oh my god. Some amazing gameplay. Oh my gosh. Amazing. And then switch from long range to rapid. So you hit at a rate. I just want to show you guys the rate of attack. 3.6. Actual is 3. So 3.6 is... So 2.4 is a standard melee weapon. 3.3 is a slow melee weapon. So basically it's attacking as fast as a slow melee weapon. If you want to go by the math in that... item, that's 255k in the coffer, 252, same shit. Okay, let's go to the dream. Endurance, and once I get a blowpipe, it's gonna be fucking amazing. Okay, 22k coins, cool, yes, fuck up, bro, come on. Okay, cool. That should be it. That's all we need. And if you want to go for these monsters, Trap Soul, Count Drainer, Sand Snake, King Rolled, the Kendall, you could go Headless Beast, but I'm not gonna do that. Fuck it. You guys can't ask for everything. Okay, so take 1 dose. This gets you to 200, and I'm gonna go 4-6. The second one of these comes on, I'm gonna start the timer and then get to the Leetcode. Come on. Right, someone requested Runescape tracks. So that's playing. This is gonna be on autopilot. Look at the fucking quality now. Nice and quick. This gets magic damage because I'm also using tipped bolts. So if I go here real quick, I just want to show you. These are E Sapphire Bolt E. So basically they're emerald tipped sapphire bolts. They deal damage from magic and range at the same time, so I get faster kills. Okay, so let's get back to this. I'm gonna click this guy real quick. Start. And let's get to the Leetcode. Okay. Regular expression matching. No, we're not gonna do that. I don't want to do regex right now. These are all hard, so I'm gonna do a medium, count and say. Okay. Oh, did I already solve this? I don't think I solved it. Did I? Let's try running it. No way. It's fucking solved. Okay, let's just redo it. It doesn't say solved on the actual. Maybe because I didn't submit it. We're using Python 3. It's a teeny bit loud, but okay. RLE. Oh wait, I did do this. Result equals 1, output equals thing. Okay, count and say. Count and say. Did I? Okay, let's just do it again. Let's just do it again. Fuck it. Count say is a sequence of digits, strings defined by the recursive formula. Count and say 1. Okay. RLE. Count and say this. Okay, cool. Run length. Okay, cool. Count say 1. Okay. Run length encoding, RLE. RLE is string compression, works by the method. Consecutive identical characters repeated 2 or more times with the concatenation of the character, number of markings and thing. Okay. Kind of iffy about this. It's been a while since I've done it. Replace 3-3 with 2-3. Okay. Replace 2-2-2 with 3-2. Replace 5 with 1-5. Okay. So basically, you get a bunch of numbers, right? Let's go to the whiteboard real quick. Wait, let me just check my video to make sure it's not fucking lagging like last time. Okay, good. Now we've confirmed that, what's it called? Let me just reduce the camera size, it's fucking bugging me. There we go. So basically, what is happening here with RLE, run length encoding, is, let me show you on the whiteboard. It's going to make more sense on a whiteboard. Okay, so basically if we go to the whiteboard, this is what's going to happen. Create a new board. Fuck, bro, it's so slow. Let's just check this. Wow, it's actually pretty good. It's doing pretty good in this thing. Okay, so run length encoding. RL, fucking balls. Okay, there it is. RLE. So basically what this is you get a count of numbers. So you get, let's just say we get 5, 5, 5, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. So basically what we do is we look at this number as a whole, and then what does this mean to me? Okay, so when I want to run length encode something, encoding is basically like compressing data into like a smaller readable format. It's like, it's encoded basically. You take something big and you make it small. How do I make this smaller? So I go by the count, run length encoding. So based on this count here, we go 1, 5 is 5, 3, 3 is 2 3s. So basically I go 5, 5, 5, 1, 2, 3. This would encode to 3, 5. If we get 2, 2, this would be 2, 2. And then 3, 3, 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4 would be 4 3s. So now my output is this. This is the encoded version of this big number here. So then now we can extrapolate this. Let's say we have 10 5s. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. We just go 10, 5, boom. 3 numbers instead of 10. That is now an encoded value. So now that we know how to do this, let's figure this out. Let's look for clues. So given a positive integer n, return the nth element. So return the nth element of the count. Okay, so what does that mean? So if we go to 1, 2, 3, 4, count and say 1, count and say 2, count and say 3, Okay, count and say 4. Could you solve it iteratively? Okay, so I'm guessing this is some sort of recursive. Okay, so recursive formula. So I have to call this on itself. Okay. Okay. So if we do recursion as well, we have to call a function on itself. So basically, count and say. I have to call it on itself to keep doing what it's doing. So how can I build this using count and say? So n equals 4. N equals 4 the output. Okay. Okay, let's figure it out. So let's see if there's any hints actually. Okay, so we know it's gonna be 1 to 30. So at minimum it's gonna be 1. So if count and say, if n equals 1, we can return a value of 1. So I could say if, or let's take a look at the hint first. What do we got? What do we got here? Create a helper function that maps an integer to pairs of its digits. For example, if you call this function with 2d4, it then maps it to an array of pairs. Okay. Okay. So let's call this, let's build the function first. So for right now I'm going to return 1. For now. Or I can return null or none. Then I'm going to build this mapped function. So it says create a helper function. So this is something I can call within itself. So I can go def function that maps an integer to pair. So map to pair. Map int to pair. Okay. Oh yeah, it doesn't take this. This is how you do it in Python. And then what's the output? So it's gonna output to an array. So it's gonna output to an array, I believe. So it's gonna output a list. I could even just do this and then just go int and then so self. Now what? It maps an array of pairs. Oh, list. Oh, okay, it's gonna output a list. List is a type, and then I want to get. This is my typecasted value. It takes in a list. Okay, so it takes in a function. Takes a number of digits. No, it takes in a string. Okay, so let's go str. String. str. Call this function and then it maps it. Okay, so now it maps it. So what I want to do is I want to get a frequency counter. Basically, so and then typecast it. So basically, let's say count. There's going to be a class called import from collection. So let's just do this together. Count in Python. This is a very popular thing. So if you want to count the occurrences of something, you want to use this count value. We got 6 minutes left. Okay, cool. Let me just check the time. Yeah, we're about, fuck it, we're good. We're good on time. So basically what I want to do is I want to go here to count. And then there's a lot of shit going on at the same time. Okay, I'm not looking for this. I want to look for a count. Counter. Nice. Okay, cool. here's how to import Python counter. So basically this has a bunch of occurrences. Geek for geeks. Geeks 112, 121, 122, 44, 5. How do I import this? Okay, from collections import counter, nice. Okay, so this is gonna be from collections import counter. So this is what's gonna count our values in this string. So then we can now pass in the string to the counter. So then all we have to do is call count. So a geek for geeks, and then this spits out, what does it spit out? It basically creates a dictionary list of items. So basically what I want to do is get this dictionary list of items and then just turn that into lists. So let's do that. Actually, I don't even need to use a counter. I don't even need to use a counter technically. Wait, why is there that? I could do it this way actually. I want to try it another way. So we know that there is going to be a string like this, but then basically I'm going to say this is res for result, this is a list. Actually, you know what? I will use counter, fuck it. I'm too lazy. Why is there fucking ohm symbols coming up? Okay, so there's gonna be this. I'm gonna go take this out of here. We want it to be outside of the class, so we could just call it as is. We don't have to use self, wherever the fuck. I can just call it as it is. And we just chat GPT it if it fails, fuck it. Next thing I wanna do is I want to go a or dict. This is gonna be my dictionary. Or stores. Let's call it stores because dict is actually the keyword. So this is gonna be counter. And then counter S. So basically this now turns it turns this into a big list. So it basically goes dictionary. So 5, it'll go 5, 3. And then it'll go 2, 2. And then it'll go 3, 4. So you get your list item in the counts basically like that. And then now we want to turn this into a list and return it. So now we have this dictionary. We have counters that's done everything for us in stores. So now we want to go for we can create a list, LSD. Iterate through dictionary values in Python. I want to look at the key value pairs basically, dot values. Or I could do it using indexes, but I don't want to do that. Or I could. What do I want to do? No, let's do it the right way so you guys can see. Oh, it's for key value dot items. Okay, so it should be like that. So Python loop dictionaries. Keys items, this dot dict items. Yes, this, X, Y. So this would be key val, this dot dict items. And then you could get the key and the value and then just stick it in a list. So that's what we're going to do right now, essentially. So for key val, so this is the count that we just looked at here in the whiteboard. I want to take this and now turn this into a list of lists. So then I get 5, 3. Okay, cool. Now we know when to go back here. Start the timer again. It's getting me some good ranged XP, but basically, yeah, what happens here is we go 5, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4. And basically I'm taking this dictionary and turning it to a list of lists. And that's exactly what we want up here. And that's what it says in the hint. Turn this into a list of lists. So basically I'm going key val and then 4. And this is only O of n time, right? Because it's not O of n squared because it's not embedded. It's O of n and then O of n. That's O of 2 of n, and then that cancels out to O of n, big O. So we'll go over the math and shit later for stores. Got items. So now we get access to key value pairs. Then we just go key. Let's go temp. And then I could just go temp key val. So that's actually what I'll do. So as it iterates, it's just gonna go through each one and then go through the key value. So I'm just gonna go like this, lst dot push, and then key val. So this goes count and then item. Or what do I want? 3 2s, 3 2s, 3 2s. Where's the 2? Why is there 3 and a 2? To an array of pairs. For example, 2 2s. Okay, 1. Yeah, so key count, key count, key count. Okay, so key value, key count. Okay, perfect. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. Now it pushes this. So now every time it's an empty array, I get this new key value, push it in, push it in, push it in, push it in. Now I have a whole thing that is properly set up and in proper sequence. And then all I have to do is return this list. So if I call this function, I feed it the string, I get my list of counts and keys. So now I can return this list. That's basically it for this portion. What else? Now we got to, what do I want to do? Fix a string, gets my list. Okay, cool. So now I gotta incorporate, what's next part? Let's see another hint. This is really confusing. What the fuck does this even mean? Can I say 1, 1? Can I say 2? That's 1, 1. Can I say 3? Count and say 4. Like I don't completely create another helper function that takes an array of pairs and creates a new integer. For example, if you would call this function 22321145, it should create 22231154. Okay, so let's just call pair to string. So basically def, and we'll call this pairs to strings. Self. Then I'm gonna go P for pairs. It's gonna be a list. And then I'm going to output a string. Why is this erroneous? Did I not do something correctly? No, this is all correct. Why is this not working? Oh, does this all have to be within? Maybe that's why. Let's try it. Let me just try returning then. Why is this doing another color? Why is this giving me another color? What the fuck am I doing wrong? Whatever, I'm just gonna keep going and then we'll fix it later. Basically, this is gonna take a list of pairs, so this is gonna be a list, and then this is gonna be final empty string, and then basically this is going to be It's bugging me, this thing. Okay, whatever. For pairs to string. Pairs to string. Okay, so if I have a pair, I'm thinking about the most efficient way to do this. Yeah, we just have to concatenate it to this. And we already know the value, so we don't have to do anything here. We're just gonna concatenate it as it is. So it's gonna be for I in LST. And then I'm just gonna say I0, I1. Typecasted I0, typecasted I1. Create another helper that takes memory of pairs, creates a new integer. It should create. But it's a string output. Yeah, it's outputting a string, so that's fine. I can go 2, 2. So I, 0. And then I can typecast it to a string. So basically what you're doing is I'm just adding this I0 and I1, so I get 5, 3 as a string. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm converting this each to strings, 2, 2, and then 3, 4. And that's basically it. Like, that is basically it. You don't have to go too hard into it. And then basically now I get this, and I want to add this new string. Oh, it's going to be INP, not INLST. So INP, this is the list. And then it's going to be index at 0 and then index at 1. That should be good. Unless there's some syntactical thing in Python that doesn't let you. And then all you have to do is add this to final. So this keeps building up that string, so that way this now becomes this. Because now you're adding these. And then we go to here. Def pair to string, def map to pair, self, pairs to strings. And then we get this. Okay, cool. So now the next thing is this is the base case, n equals 1, output 1. Okay, so they give us the base case, it says. Okay, so let's take another example here. This is the base case. If, oh, that's why. If n if n equals 1, return 1 for I, for key value for, oh, that's why. For key value in store items, and then that would be in the sticked items, yes. So that makes sense, dictionary, and then this dictionary items, print xy. Okay, so that fixes that fixes this. Now we get our final string. We want to return the final string. And then basically we have two functions, two helper functions. And then we have this count and say. Let's see what else is going on here. Now with the two helper functions, you could start with 1 and call the two functions alternatively n minus 1 times. The answer will be the last integer you will obtain. What the fuck does that mean? You can start with 1. I could return count and say. We want to call it alternatively, so I have to create a condition in which it'll do one or the other. So basically n equals 1. So if it's even, and then if it's odd, how do you if else in Python? I forgot. I don't use Python that much anymore, so it's gonna be if else. Okay, so it's exactly the way I said it. Pomodoro start. Cool. What's it got? 544. Yeah, it's fine. It's doing what I needed to do. N%2, N%1. So basically the first one. Then I want to go map into pair. Oh, and then count to say. So map into pair, count to say. Oh, it's going to be n-1s. Call these alternatively n-1. So at 0, it's going to be but what does this output to is the real thing. So it outputs to a string. Returns 1. RLE. I could call them alternatively. Or I could just do a return for whatever it is, and it'll just do it n-1 times. Yeah, let's do it that way. Return map into pair. Count and say. n-1. And then return pairs to strings, and then count and say plist. This is going to return the list, and then this is going to return this. So actually I could just return this. So count and say, because you have to call them alternatively. Pairs to strings, I think. That should be it, I think. Or I butchered the whole thing. Could be. Invalid syntax. Okay, why is that invalid syntax? Return 1. Return 1 equals n equals 1. Return. Oh. No module name collections. Yeah, there is. What the fuck? Yeah, there is. It's it's collections with a lowercase c. Collections. Okay, let's try that. count and say is not defined. Did I mess up the... Oh, I don't need self. That's why it's not part of this. So now I can do this. Let's try that again. lst.push, lst list.push. There's no attribute push. Oh, append. It's Python. Look at that. We just corrected on the fly because we're fucking G's. Okay, so it's partially working. Okay, this is really good news. So what did we get? The output is 1121. Expect the output to be 1211. Okay, it's something to do with the order of how it's called, I think. But basically, since you're calling it alternatively, you want to start with count and say. Count and say keeps calling it itself, which then calls pairs to strings things until you hit the final number. And then you're always going n-1. So count and say will keep decrementing itself until it hits the base case 1, which means the last value should be 1. But yeah, let's just see where could it have failed real quick. Final. One, two. 1, 2. One, two, 1, 1. Okay, so we compressed everything using run length encoding, which is fine. Positive, given a positive integer n, return the nth element of the count and say. n-1. That's what we want. String list. Okay, it's because this produces a list. This takes a list. And then produces the string again. And then pairs two strings. Okay, yeah, so that's logically the right way to do it. And then let's just see what the correct one was. 1, 1, base case. Okay, that's funny. It's really, really close. It's just the order of the way things are done is backwards. What if I did 1, 0? I'm just curious now. Now I'm just curious. Oh, that could be the reason. That could be the reason. Because the string goes backwards. Yep, I'm a fucking genius, bro. I'm a fucking genius. I'm a fucking genius. Because when you append a string, it appends left to right as is. So when you append it the other way around, it's gonna append backwards when you look at the counts. Let's see, 4 to 30, it passes, but something's going on here. It's some edge case. But this is the logic. Okay, so let's go to ChatGPT and then fix it. I'm just curious now. Chat. And then you go my code. And then let's take this. What do we got going on? Okay. Let's go here. And put that bad boy in. Counted sequence. Using collections counter, which counts all the occurrences of each. Oh, but ignores their grouping. That's why collections can't be used. Okay. Because if you have 2 2s, 3 3s, and then 4 2s, you don't want that. Okay, so that's fine. I guess you could do it that way. Fix my helper function. Map into pair. Still pretty much does the same thing. List.append. List is less than s. Count first, then character. Count first, then character. Okay, so we swap it back. It's because the fucking, I used collections instead. This is all still the same, so I was correct here. So we should count and say pairs, because you feed one into the other. Yep, that makes sense. And then the map into pair. This is where the shit went wrong, and then this is pretty much the same. So I just swap it back. It's because I use collections. Don't use collections because what happens is when you have a duplicate of the same number, then it doesn't work because it counts all the occurrences of that number. So I'll just show you real quick. If I have 2 2 and then 3 3, which is fine, 4 4 4, and then I have 2 2 2 again. What collections is going to do is it's going to go 5. Or for 2, it's going to count 5. But what we want is 1. What we want is 2 2s, and then we want 2 with the count of 3. Because these are separate groupings. We want this to be separate. So collections will group them together. So that's the only main thing that was wrong. Otherwise, everything else was right. So let's go back to this. What's it called? 0. And you don't have to typecast both. Like ChatGPT just does one, because once you have a string and you append a number, it becomes a string. So there's that too. So let's go back. That's essentially it. This is all pretty much the same. This is pretty much the same. The only thing we have to change is this. So it's basically saying while length is less than s, just do the count. And it's basically using a 2-pointer thing. So we could do a 2-pointer as well. 2-pointer solution where it goes count till it goes to the next one. Which is basically what this is doing right here. While length is less than s, while I plus 1. So this one's 1 ahead, and then this is 1 behind. Boom. Next one. Boom. Next one. And that's got to count. And then how's it resetting the count? Count plus plus. LSD append count. Okay, cool. So all we have to do is just swap this for the collections, and then that's pretty much it. We just get our groupings and swap. Everything else is the exact same. Map into pair. Character and count. So what this is doing is you get a list, same thing. You get an incremented counter. So you could also use a for loop for this. And then it just says count equals 1. The fucking ringing sound is so annoying from the crossbow, but it does its job. Count equals 1 while I is less than 1. So this is the I counter. So it starts at index 0, while I plus 1 is less than the length of S, because we don't want it to go over the length of S. The for loop has that built in, so we don't have to worry about it. And then basically, and Si is equal to Si plus 1. Then we keep going. And then we increment this counter. Then we append it. And then it goes to the next iteration of I. And then the next one, and the next one. Until we finally get to the end. So let's run this. What the fuck? Okay, let's put this whole thing. Oh yeah, I gotta get rid of collections. And then let's check this real quick. Your code currently does. Okay, so I did mess up the thing. I gotta change that back again. So 1 and 0, because the strings do go backwards, and that's about it. That should work. And there you go. Like, all you had to do with this was pretty much build up your 2 helper functions. And the mistake that was made here is I used collections instead of just actually building out each pair. So shit happens, we learn, we grow, and hopefully in the next one we'll do better. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment below. Kinologist out.